Hi. How's everyone? Have you seen my new video on YouTube? Anyway, it's on YouTube, so you can watch it anytime. Let me put it aside. Right, today I'm making a flower, and it is kind of like a hybrid of a peony and kind of like a rose flower. So we wait for a little bit more people now. So what we need today is, like, I have got a polystyrene ball and I have cut it in half, and then I have used the 18 gauge wire, and then I kind of like poke 2 holes on it and then put the wire through and then twisted it. So it's the support for this. And the petal cutter we're using is about, oh yes, this is about 60 millimeters. You can buy in Hobbycraft. And we are using kind of like a teardrop cutter, and that is, width wise is about 6 centimeters and it is 8 centimeters tall. And then we have this kind of cutter. You can get it in a set, and you can get it from the pound shop. It's really good. And today, of course, we're going to use Saraceno flower paste. So I have pre-mixed some pink color from the white. Quite pliable. Hi everyone. How is everyone during this lockdown? It's good, isn't it? At least we have a really good weather. We can go out into our garden and stuff. Right, so I have, wait. Don't know if you guys have this at home. This is kind of like a apple or fruit or orange tray. Can you see? So I have pre-cut some petal this morning, and it's still pliable, but it can hold the shape now. So I made these with the Saraceno flower paste. Now it's 2 o'clock, and I have made these like 9 o'clock this morning. And these are what I made last night. Look, how good is that? This is Saraceno flower paste. Made this, actually I made this yesterday at 4 p.m. and maybe my studio is not too dry, that's why. But seriously, if you put flour and flour together, so they won't, how to say, they're not as brittle as the other brand. So yeah. Okay, we have 21 people now. Maybe we can just start then. So I have some pre-made flower paste. Maybe I turn my camera. Right, let me move it a little bit over there. Don't know, I have a pasta machine there, so it's easier for me, quicker to do stuff. Right, let me move it down. Let me So I have corn flour here, put some on the table. This one is very straightforward and easy. I mean, I'm going to show you how I wire the petal as well, but I might not use the wire petal today because I did it quite late this morning, so it might not dry enough, but so I mean I can use the plaster machine straight away, but I like to roll it out quite thin before I put it in the machine. Hi Basha! Hi Lisa! How are you guys? I haven't seen you guys for a long time. Oh, they kind of stick together. Oh no! Oh, never mind. We use the bit which is not scrunched up then. Anyway, so I'm using my pasta machine and it's on number 7 on my pasta machine. Hi Joe! Right, so I will use this scallop cutter. Hi Maria from Colombia. What is the time over there now? So we cut this. Cut a few of them. So this will be the center for the flower. Right, for the people who just joined us now, we have like 40 something people now. So let me explain. We started off with a polystyrene ball and I have cut it in half. And then I have used some sort of metal or something, and then I punched 2 holes in it. And then I have thread through 18 gauge wire like that. And then I twist it at the bottom to make the base for the flower. So that's how it started. And this polystyrene ball is 60 millimeters. You can get it from Hobbycraft. And sometimes, if you're lucky, you can get it from the pawn shop as well. So that's that. Maria, I'm having breakfast while I watch you. Oh, thank you. I haven't had my lunch yet. Actually, I'm quite hungry. Right, I want to scrunch this up and then I'll use it again. So I'm going to show you guys as well. This is what I made yesterday about 4 o'clock, and it is dry and it holds the shape. Can you hear it? So it's really good. I love Saracino. And look, you can still do this. But obviously, if you like heavy-handed like what I just did, I just cracked it. But like I say, you can have some slight movement in it. Right, so for the middle, have a ball tool. Right, let me see if I can do that. Yeah. Half on the pad, half on the petal. And then give it some movement. I mean, because this is a slow drying paste, I normally just leave it on the side. I'm quite rough, really. I'm kind of heavy-handed person. So I just leave it on the side really. Some people, I mean, if you use other type of flour paste, I mean different brand, you definitely need to put it in a plastic bag or cover it, but because it will be too dry for you to do if you do want to. So, drag it a bit more. Lisa, what are we making? We are making a flower, kind of like a high beats, kind of like a rose penny. I mean, if you don't need to, if you just put it on top of a cake, then you don't need a wire through, so you can just use this as it is. So you can see I'm quite rough with the paste. So drag it a little bit. So I will show you. Let me put that, and then I'll stick it on the top there. Actually, I'm going to do this first. You don't have to do this part, but I find it when I do this, it's like kind of like it grip the paste better. Oh my god. And when you do this, it's like kind of like if there's any gaps, you hide it. So I'll use some edible glue. I mean, you can use water, but I'm using edible glue at the moment. Put it all over. And then, actually, there's a quicker way. I'll do this. I mean, find a similar size, just cut that. This aside. And then just stick it on top. It doesn't matter if it is not smooth. Put this with that. And then, if I do that, you'll see it better. You'll see it better that way. And then put some glue in the middle. And then go like this. And then glue there. Kind of like a random scrunch up, kind of like that, and then I'll just stick it there. Oh, can you see it? Like that. And do more. try to do it like kind of towards the edge. So let's say this is the petal I'm going to add in a minute, and then when I do that, then you kind of cover the edge of the cone or the ball. Right, if it kind of like go like that because it's too soft, just poke it with something. Something there. I like to start from the edge and then move towards to the middle. And then when it finishes, finish on the other side so your hand won't be in the way. I mean, sometimes I scrunch it up like different way. It's just purely up to you how you put it together. Right, if your hand becomes sticky, just use the corn flour pouch. Put some in your hand. Let's see. Penny. Hi, Penny. Oh, thank you, thank you. Thank you for watching as well. Hey, Missy. How are you? Finally, you're watching my live. I'm good, thanks. God, I've been eating non-stop. Seriously, I won't say I'll be fat, but I think I'll put on so much weight after this lockdown. Seriously, I just can't stop thinking about I personally love junk food and like crisps and stuff. All I can think of is what's in the cupboard, and I want to go and get some food. Really bad. Right, I'm going to make some more of that to fill it all up. Hey, my father is here. Hi, Dad. I think my mom is here as well. Right. So I'm gonna move it. I think if I move it, if you can see my okay, that's that. So I'm on number 7, and normally I will kind of you can change the thickness, but I'm just too lazy. I leave it on what I want to be, and then what I want it to be, and then I just put the paste through. And then sometimes your paste will stick together, so you just use some corn flour. Oh, actually, this angle is not too bad. Okay, so I'm going to leave it there then. And I'm going to make a few more of these. Hi, Maria. Ontario, Canada. How is Canada? How is your lockdown now? My uncle lives in Canada as well. Ooh, I will will be as quick as possible because I need to fill this up. I think he lived in Ontario, Mississauga, I think. Right, okay. I'll continue with that. Same again. If there's any kind of like an imperfection, just poke it in so that your paste is not fraying. Is that the right word, fraying? So ball 2, half on the paste, half on the foam, but sometimes I just stretch it, don't care, because this Saracino paste is so stretchy and it's really good. Lately, when I want my paste to dry faster, I turn on a fan and then just use the fan, just a cool fan, like blow out cold air, and then just make the circulation better so the paste will dry quicker. I have a fan on earlier, but it's too noisy. I want to leave it on, but then you guys might hear it, so just randomly scrunch it up and then stick it on. Can't see from this side. Let me move it. "4 hours west in Essex. We are locked down." Yeah. I don't know. This virus is just pain in the butt, isn't it? Can't go anywhere. Can't see friends and family. My class been cancelled. I hope there is a cure for it soon. Right, so if your petal have fallen, just push it back up. Okay. Oh. Right. Let me put some in the middle. I'm gonna cheat and I'm gonna open them up a little. Then I don't need to put so many on. Oh, I didn't even count how many I have done. I think I've done 10 so far of these. Let me see, I can't see it on that side. If your paste is moving, maybe because I put too much glue on, but quite happy with that for now. See. Right, lift it up. This is pretty. Thanks. It's quite straightforward. There's no like difficult skill to it. Like anyone can do this at home. And I like to do this while I'm watching TV. I mean, I can't have a TV on now because if there's any kind of program on, probably Facebook will take my video down. Same again. I'm going to put it through the pasta machine. I like to do this so that it won't stick to the machine, you see. Don't stick together. Okay. Got a couple more of these. One, two, three, four, five. This is what I mean by fraying. If you kind of like this, so you just push all your fraying bit back. Okay. 7. Let's see if 7 will fill up the top. Otherwise, it'll be quite boring for you guys just watch me doing this. Okay, let me turn it back this way. Same again. For the people who just joined me now, grab hold of one of these. Half on the phone, half on the paste. Go around, drag it a little bit outside so that the kind of like the scallop bit is more out. I make everything look so easy. No, it doesn't, honestly. All you need is the tools, really. And you can get this from any craft shop. And, I mean, obviously, if you have the right paste for it, it's good. Don't need to worry about the paste, just force it. Okay, right, let's do this again. Same again, put some glue, I'll put some glue on there now. All over. Make it. And then put some in the middle, and then I will scrunch it. And then, because sometimes your fingers is in the way, just push it in like that. I don't know if you can see, and then go just tuck it in, and then open it back up if it falls down. This is just a quick random flower that anyone can make. Okay. I mean, I can spend long time moving them around, but we don't need to now. Go like that again. Tuck it there. I mean, try not to have your petal like higher than the one next to it. Hand sticky. Push it up. Tuck it in. Ooh. Wait. Ooh. Oh my god. Okay, I think I have enough here. I hope I have. I mean, anything with ruffle, it will take a little bit of time. I mean, I've cheated already because I have opened it up, so I don't need as many. So last one. Right, put some glue there. Yee! God, I hope you guys are not bored. Okay. Just tuck it on. And then poke it down. Okay, I quite like the look of this. Ooh, a bit further. So the center of the flower is done. Right, now, oh, okay. Stop moving. Now I'll show you how I make the petal. forward. I've shown you guys earlier, for the people who just joined, I'm using a polystyrene ball, and then I have cut it a half, and then I have used half of it, and then I have poked 2 holes there in the middle, and then I have insert a wire through there, and then twist it at the bottom there. See? And the cutter size is 6 centimeters wide and 8 centimeters tall. Right. Okay. Put some corn flour on the table, and then roll it out. I mean, if I make flour for myself just as a hobby and play with, I will do the petal quite thin. But if it is going on the cake, I always do my petal a little bit thicker than normal, because then when it's kind of like when you drive to a destination, it vibrates, so it's less easy to be too brittle for the petal to break. Let's see. Carol, oh, thank you. This is so much better and quicker than the way I was shown. Oh, yes, this is good for demoing, because anything with wires take longer. Right. Okay. So I have used a pasta machine, and it's on number 7, the thickness. And then I will use this. Just cut it. I like to pull my paste away like that, and then you get your foam. Hi Miriam, you're from Ireland. Hi. Right, okay, so same again, half on the foam, half on the paste, go around. Do a little bit of that so that it have a little bit of movement, and then I don't know if you guys can see. This is a how do you say veining tool. Don't know if you can see the mark on the tool. Let me see if I do this. You can see it better. Can you see? You can see the lines which is on the plastic. So I'm using this. And then I will start from the top like this, and then I go to the side. To top, to the side. And then just a little bit on the bottom. Normally I don't care about the bottom, because like you can't really see it. Right, I don't know if you can see it. Don't know if you can see it. There's some lines on the petal. So after that, I will put them on a kind of fruit tray, which normally in supermarket they throw this away. It's kind of like you can put an apple, they display apple or oranges on it. So I just ask if I can have them. And then after you've done that, and then you just lay them in there. If it ripple a little bit, it's okay. And this I made it this morning, so it's dry already. So I'll leave that there for now. Well, let me put this away. So I have made, I think I've made 30 petals, and I have made extra 5 in case I break them, basically. So I will put them together now. You see? It's like this. Right, let me see if I can push this back. You can see it a little bit more. Okay. So once your petal is kind of hold its shape, I mean, I won't do it when it is rock hard. When it is rock hard, it's really hard to put it on, because then you will have a chance that you will crack it. So same again. So this is like this now. Shouldn't fall. And then I will start putting glue on there. I put it, the first layer, I put it all over. But I'll do this side first. This is the one I just made. Right, let me move that so that I remember. Different direction. Okay. That one. So I'll pick this one up and just tuck it. Oh, yes. So when you choose your apple tray, make sure your polystyrene board is kind of like similar size to it, so it fit in there perfectly. So when you do the petal, it kind of dry to the correct size for the curve for the board to sit on. Ah, you use them all the time. Yes, I love them. Right, it might slide a little bit. And then normally people like tuck it under. I go different direction. I go the other way. So okay, hold on. Right, let me show you this. Can you see? Oh, you can't. Can you see this? Right, let me move this up a little bit. Oh, that's good. So here, what I have, it is, guess what it is? Guess. Lots of people don't use this anymore, but when I see this, I was like, yeah, I'm gonna have one of these. It's good when you are making a figurine, so you can hang it from above, or when I make one flower, I will use this. But if I have more flowers, then I will have a rack, and then I'll hang it like that. But since I'm only making one flower, so I'm making this. So I will. Oh, this is hard to bend. Why know that? Good guess, but it's not. Haha. Right, is this wide enough? Oh, bit short. I mean, normally I will have the wire a bit longer, but because the distance for the camera to film, I have the wire a bit short. Let me see. Ah! Banana stand. Yes, correct. It is a banana stand. I mean, people don't use this anymore, but I just thought, oh, it's perfect. Okay, you see that just fall off? So I am going to do this first. Normally when your paste is still kind of, how do you say it, wet? I don't like using that word, but yeah, when your paste is wet, then it sticks better. But because my petal is quite dry, so I am going to do the same what I did to the top. I'll cover the base of the ball with a paste first. Flower holder. Yeah, well, I use use it for all sort of things. Sometimes I put a light on it so that I can, you know, when you do something small and I use magnifying glass and my eyesight is not as good as it used to be. Need extra light, so I hang a little light on there. Anyway, so I put this through past the machine. I mean, you don't need a thick paste. What I'm doing is I'm trying to make the base better to stick on, really. You could do this right at the beginning, but I thought I don't need to today, but obviously I am wrong. So choose one. Maybe that one. I think. Doesn't matter. So just do that. Cut it on the side. Right, now I'm going to stick it all over. I'm going to make a mess now. Right, I'm going to cut it open in the middle so that it's easier for me to go through. Yeah, it's like putting a skirt on. Right, it doesn't have to be perfect because I'm just making kind of like a base for the petal to sit on. Oh god, I break it. Never mind. Let's see. You can make dumpling just like wrap. Funny. I do think like this kind of stuff are kind of like a similar method anyway. Okay, so now it's covered. Not perfect, but I don't care because you're not going to see it. Well, we can see it now, but after you put the petal on, you can't see it. Right, let me put this away. Hopefully this time it won't fall. So much stuff there. Okay. Yeah. I may as well. Oh, where do I put it? Oh. I may as well put the glue there. So I'll put the glue on the petal halfway and then squash it on. Much better. I can feel it sticking. Much better. See? One petal. I mean, it's up to you how far your petal on the top. I mean, some people like to make the flower open so they have the petal there. But I like it a little bit higher. It's up to you. I mean, if you find your petal, oh, too long, I changed my mind, doesn't matter. You stick it off. So your point is not from the middle, it's from the side. So the petal is kind of like at an angle. So it shortens the distance. But if your petal is too short, then I can't help you. And well, the inner one, you can. I mean, you can't see it anyway. I mean, some people make flower really popular. I just do what I like really. And I like to do things the quickest, the easiest way. So normally when you do do flower, you tuck it behind. I don't tuck, I go the opposite way. Same again, edible glue. I prefer edible glue. I don't know why. I find water, it doesn't stick as well and it kind of slides. So you overlap half of the petal. Like that. So make sure everything is tucked, stick on. I mean, sometimes my hand doesn't really do anything and it still fall down. I just use a rolling pin and go like that. Turn it over and have a look yourself. You happy with it? Hi Melinda. Hi. Is it Maxine? From Canada. Hi, hi. So that continue with the next lot. Right, same again, edible glue. Half on the previous petal. And there. Right, for the people who just joined me now, I have made this morning about 9:30. Now it's 3 o'clock and it holds its shape already and it's still bendable. And I am using Saracino modeling paste. And I made this yesterday at 4 o'clock. Look. How good is that to make flower? No cracking. Right. So I am quite happy with the height of it. I mean, you turn it around and if it is too low, you can just push it back up. It depends on your petal. I mean, if you want like more fuller, you can use a smaller cutter and cut more petals. But like I said, I like things fast and effective, so I choose this size. And this is not, how do you say it? They call it botanical correct. This is not, I mean, but if you want botanical correct flowers, you have to look at Robert Haynes. Oh, his fainers and his flower are amazing. Oh, did I say modeling paste? Sorry, no. It's a flower paste. It's not modeling paste. Thank you, Natasha. Hi, Paul. Hi, Julie from Australia. Okay, so we continue. 1, 2, 3, 4. I mean, it's supposed to be 5. And if you find like, the spacing is not quite how you like it, you just move the petal while it is still wet. Same again, edible glue, halfway. And go like that. I quite like it like this. I like it with 6 petals actually. So stick it on, turn it over and check if they're all the same height. I think that one is a bit high. So I'm going to push it up a bit. This paste is so good. I can't say enough how good this paste is. Same again. I will say like this, the paste, the petal I'm doing now is quite thin already. I mean, if it is like, if you're making it for yourself, you can even go thinner than this. Right, so, okay, first layer done. Hi. Paul, I've been watching your live video. It's fantastic. Everyone, Paul Bradford, Cake Flakes is doing a live demo. I guess some of you guys are watching it already. And it's cake makers around the world. This Saturday they have another lineup. It's amazing. Carol, I actually use the modeling paste and would recommend that too. Yes, you can use modeling paste, but I find when it is modeling paste, it sometimes droop the paste. Wendy, can I order it? You mean the paste? You can order it from Saracino website. Let me see. Do they sell it in Canada? I think they do. I will check for you and then I'll leave it in the comment after the video. Right, okay. So we will move on to the second layer. Same again. Maria, I have been watching it for the last 2 Saturdays. Yes, it is. It is amazing. He got Cake Flakes have all the good tutors on there. It's just I just think like the silver lining of this is you got so many good tutorials and teachers. They're all going online because we're at home now, don't we? So yeah, I've been watching a lot myself. Right, so follow your last petal and continue. And then make sure you turn it over to check if it is the same height. Let me see, hold on. Oh, it's annoying, all my comments. Anyway, okay, let's continue. You want your petal kind of like, I didn't change my cutter size. I mean, you can change your cutter size to a longer petal, but I didn't because there will be a calyx to hide it anyway. Because I'm not going to do too many layers. So like I said before, I mean at the beginning when I started the video, if you how to say it, if you just put it on the cake, then you don't need to put the wire through. I mean, if it just sit on the cake, then you can just use the polystyrene ball. But it's easier to hold the flower like this. I mean, you can do it upside down, but I just find it easier this way. The quickest. So make sure your petal is kind of like a, oh, I'm out of the... Right, make sure your petal is kind of like a same, how to say it, same length with the previous one. Same again. You can see how I am with this. I mean, I'm not like too delicate with it. Just go around. Okay, quite happy with it. I mean, you can continue with more petal because the petal is already... Oh no, this is what I made earlier. So no, this one. When it is hold the shape already, and if you... I'm going to show you. Don't know if you can see. Oh yeah. Right. I have a... Oops. I have a jar like this, and I have cut one of these from the apple tray. I mean, sometimes I dry my flower upside down because I want my flower close. But if you want your flower more open, I'll do that. Oh, hold on. I need to turn back the wire. And then go this way. And then I'll dry my flower like this. And if you want it more open, you get the next tray up. It's kind of like a melon tray. The tray is much bigger, and then after that you put it in there, and then you tuck some foam or tissue in between so that your... Hold on. Let me put this aside. Because it is still like pliable, so you can put tissue or foam in between and open it up and make your flower much bigger. Yeah? And if you go any more than this, I mean, I can put another layer on, no problem. But if you want your flower much bigger, then you will need to go and use wire. Let me hang this back up. I'll show you. There you go. Well, I'm going to put this aside. Like I said, I could put more layer on, but because this is live demo, it's already nearly an hour. Okay, I'll put this over there. Oh god. Oh my god. Right. Okay. This is what I made. Same time with those one. Let me move this. And it has a wire. But it's okay. The wire is intact, and when your petal, the wire is moving, that is the time your petal is not ready to assemble to the flower. So make sure like your wire is dry. So this one, even is pliable, make sure that bit is dry, because if it is not dry completely, then the petal will fall off. But I can just show you. Let's say I put this on. I'll bend that a little bit more. So that gives you a chance to have a more open flower. But I think it's still not dry because it's moving. So I won't put it on, but I'll show you how I do it, how I make the petal. Okay. In the last video, I think it's the first one, I show you how I make the petal without the I forgot the name last time, the groove board. So groove board is something like this. I don't know if you can see in the light. Yeah, you can. You see this? This is the groove for your wire. And then I'll use some paste. Normally when a petal that thick, I will use 26 gauge wire. But for now, I will just show you a wire. I think this is 24. So the bigger the petal, the thicker the wire you should use. Let me see your comment. Hold on. Thank you for Sita. Oh, you're welcome. The flower paste. Oh, thank you, Maria. You have answered. Yes, it's Saracino flower paste. It comes in white, and I have just used the food coloring and color it pink. You can color it any other color, or you can color it into green for the calyx and the leaf. Right, let me show you how I insert the wire. A bit sticky on my hand, so use corn flour. Corn flour will not affect the consistency of this Saracino paste, but if you add a lot of color to your paste, you will need a little bit longer time to dry your flour, because it does make the drying time a little bit longer because of the oil in the coloring. Unless you use the dust, the color powder, then there will be no effect at all. So I will just put that there, and then I'll do that. Now, I find this groove is really good, but sometimes when I do a bigger petal, I find this groove not thick enough. So what I do is I'll do one roll like this, kind of to the thickness I want, and then I can kind of gather where the groove is. But sometimes you can't see the groove, so you lift it back up, then you see where the groove is. Then you remember where it is, and then I will use my rolling pin and then go to the side like this. So I will still have the middle quite thick. So it's kind of like a little mountain on the paste. And then take it back out. You see a groove? I think you can see it, yeah. And then just use a cutter, like that is the bottom of your cutter. Line it up to the center of your cutter, cut it. When you do this, it kind of helps the edges to not fray, and then I pull the paste away. Like this. and then I normally do this first, and then half on the paste, half on the foam, and then you just go around. Sometimes it stick to your foam, but you can see I have a lot of corn flour on there because I use it a lot. And then for this instant, same again, I use the veining tool. From the top, hold it bottom and then fan it out. Like that, same again, little bit there. I don't do that bit, I just leave it. And then I dip the wire, this wire is a bit long. Let me cut it a bit short. And then, like this, dip your wire into the glue. You can use egg white or use water, but I like to use glue. Egg white is not that convenient for me. And then you just hold your petal there, so you kind of feel where the wire go, but you can see where your wire go anyway. And you try to put your wire kind of in the middle of the groove, like top and bottom sideways. And go in kind of like 1/3 of it. Look, you can do this already. And then I will pinch the end. And then I will just, what is it? Imagine this is a food tray. My food tray is over there. And then you just, oh yes, slightly bend the wire at the end there. So it's like this. And then you just lay it on there. And then let it dry. And then when it dries, you can use it then. So, I'm going to turn this over. You see, if you have all your petal made, I mean the petal just took me not long, and you have the polystyrene ball, then you can make the flower within half an hour. Oops. And then you hold its shape already. And then I probably, please don't fall. And then I use a little bit of green paste. Oh, maybe not enough. I'll just do it thinly. I mean, normally you don't see the bottom of the flower, but I'll do this time anyway. Do a little bit of calyx. Do this. Half on the foam, half on your paste. Like that. Turn it over. All this. Use some glue. Right, this is the bit when when I was in a rush doing the wire. So make sure your wire kind of like together, so when the calyx go through, you don't want to damage your calyx too much. But paste is good, you just squash it back together. So like that. Let me see if I can bend the wire a bit more. Okay. Like that. Find your middle. Sometimes the foam has the hole in the middle already, but I don't have that foam with me now, so I'll just do this anyway. Once you find your middle, you push it up, turn it upside down, do that. Or you can have it curl. Like that. And then I'll put some floral tape. My hand is quite with loads of corn flour. I mean, when your hand have loads of corn flour, your floral tape will not stick as well. Right. I don't know why, my floral tape, the first round, always really dry, so I don't use that. Then I get this out, and then I cut it, and I will cut it in half again, because sometimes you don't need a lot, and then I just cut it in half. I mean, you can buy a little device, you put this in and then it cut in half for you already, but it's like everything else. I have one of them, but I don't know where I put it. And then I don't know how to show it. Right, okay, let me move it like this. Go like this. So go back on this side. And then you push it up to the edge. And then you go around. I mean, you can go anti-clockwise or clockwise. It's totally up to you. Right, that's that. If you want to extend your flower, and because for the video I have cut the wire quite short because the distance of the height of the filming, so normally your wire will be longer, and if you find out like, oh no, my flower is too short, what do? You get a longer stick or wire, you put it next to it, and then you just tape it together, and then that way it will extend the length for you. Right. There. Okay, so that's it for today. I hope you enjoyed my video, and if you want, if you have any question, you can leave me in the comment the questions and I'll answer you. And I hope you guys have a good time during this lockdown, and thank you for watching my video, and I will see you next week. Bye bye.